Well, let's take a look back at the accusations made in that Reuters report, and our correspondent Ferdinand Duruoha helps us with that.
The international news agency Reuters, in a three-part report published in December 2022 on military operations in the Northeast, alleged that the Nigerian army ran a secret program of coerced abortions in the country's northeast, where it has been battling Islamist insurgents since 2009. According to Reuters, the program ended the pregnancy of at least 10,000 women and girls freed from the insurgents' captivity. It alleges that the army intentionally killed children in the war under a presumption that they were or would become terrorists. However, Nigerian military leaders have said the abortion program did not exist and that children were never targeted for killing. The military alleged that the report is part of an international conspiracy to ensure that the insurgency in the Northeast does not come to an end, and that some non-government organizations are at the front of peddling such information.
Like I said, international community, they have their own issues. We all know. And it is for us to also find out what is their motive. Are they really here for humanitarian purposes? Because this allegation this guy's brought about this abortion and all these things, we have told them in clear terms. In Africa, we even abhor it. We have gone to other countries, we've secured their own. Why should we come and do to our own people? For what? A kid coming in is not his problem. He wasn't the one who brought himself. So why should we want to go against him?
In a bid to prove its innocence, the military had opened the doors of some of its facilities in the Northeast, including holding centers and medical centers to the media and NGOs. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Rabo, had also approached the National Human Rights Commission to investigate the armed forces. The CDS promised to subject the armed forces to scrutiny and punish any person found culpable.
We're doing this because we believe we have remained very transparent in our operational engagements, and so we have nothing to fear. We have also indicated before now that our report is evil.
Nigeria is a signatory to several human rights treaties and has in the past been sanctioned for breaching human rights of its citizens. This includes a ban on the sale of weapons by the United States. U.S. Senator Jim Rich, the top Republican on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, has requested a review of U.S. security assistance and cooperation programs in Nigeria following the Reuters report. With Nigeria recording successes in several fronts of its theater operations, its officials say the armed forces is conscious to avert a ban on weapons purchase and is interested in a good reputation to engender goodwill and public support. Ferdinand Duruoha, Arise News.
And Ferdinand Duruoha himself joins us now on the news tonight. Thank you so much, Ferdinand, for joining us.
Always a pleasure.
You're welcome.
And thank you for, setting the background for that story. But one has to wonder, that Reuters report was released some months back.
Precisely on the 12th of December.
12th of December, and now the Human Rights Commission is saying they want to investigate it.
Yeah.
Why are they taking interest to investigate it? Because I know that you have reported severally that the Nigerian military and Nigerian government has denied the report.
Yes.
Why is the NHRC doing this?
Let's press the rewind button. Back in December, well, the CDS himself did go to the Human Rights Commission asking that they carry out the independent investigation. Now, it is for various reasons. Well, the first thing is the fact that the military, the Nigerian military, knows how important it is to have an image that is not, blipped with any type of, human rights issues. Now, this is not the first time that the military have been accused of human rights violations. Let's remember, I can also authoritatively tell you that there are still some kind of bans on the purchase of weapons for Nigeria. Now, that's some of the clogs that, the military claim is indeed affecting, the fight against insurgency. And so one thing they want to do is to ensure that before their publics, now that includes Nigerians and then also the international community, that nobody sees them as an army that is not professional, as an army that violates human rights. And then we are talking about 10,000, more than, over 10,000. That's exactly the reports claim, the numbers claimed by Reuters. And, that's indeed a whole lot to worry about. Spanning over a decade. Well, to be very precise, in the 13 years that the insurgency war has lasted. Now, that's indeed, something to be very worried about. As a Nigerian, I'm indeed worried. Were kids killed? What about the mothers? Forceful abortions? Well, we definitely have to investigate. However, the Reuters have come up with a story just about 7 hours ago. And, almost having a big laugh at saying that, well, they expect nothing from, this investigation. And that's because they do not think that the investigation panel would have any right. Now, let's not forget, the investigation panel told us earlier today that what they will be doing is that they will recommend for prosecution, but they are saying that they do not look like, I'm trying to remember the headline.
Why would Reuters be disparaging a panel that's only just been inaugurated, and not having confidence in the system?
The headline says a poorly funded panel. That's the first line. A poorly funded panel, and then some other adjectives that definitely does not really speak well of the Human Rights Commission.
There's bias already from the side of Reuters. If Reuters says it's carried out investigative journalism to uncover what the military has persistently denied, and you were on grounds there and you saw things for yourself, not indicative of any of the allegations Reuters put out. So why wouldn't they be patient and see the outcome of the panel?
Well, personally, I think there is indeed, a need for this investigation. Now, we do not know exactly how far they can go. Well, what the Chief of Defense Staff promised in December was the fact that they are going to open their doors, which they did do sometime in December, allow the media and then some of the other non-governmental agencies to come in and then see exactly how things go on, talking about the operations. We did go to some of their facilities, some of the medical facilities where it is alleged that these abortions did take place. We did visit some of them. Also at some of the holding centers, we did see some of the kids there, including some of the girls kidnapped from Chibok, who did tell us their stories of how the military did provide some kind of comfort for them in the last couple of years, that some of them have indeed been rescued. So the whole idea is the military trying very, very hard to avoid that.
And will this investigation be open, or is it going to be open to the public? What sort of investigation is the NHRC conducting here?
Well, we expect that, the reports, the findings will definitely be open. That's exactly what we expect. We do not expect it to be shrouded in secrecy. That's exactly what Reuters is claiming. And, any attempt to indeed cover it up would definitely mean that there are indeed things to hide.
Thank you very much. Ferdinand Duruoha is a RISE
defense correspondent.
Defense correspondent.
Yes.
He's battle tested and the rest, but not battle weary.
Oh, not at all.
Thank you.